Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Savage Dawn. Alright, so this is my review for Savage Dawn. Savage Dawn is a system-neutral fantasy setting, which is available right now on DriveThruRPG for nothing. You can get it for free, right? It's a pay-what-you-want product. So you can pick it up for nothing. If you like, you can go back and donate a little bit. But it is a 50-page rules setting. So this is my review for the PDF of the Savage Dawn Starter Guide, I believe is how they call it, right? So so let's talk about the setting itself, and then let's talk about some of the aspects. First, Savage Dawn is created by byLoreSmyth, all right, and it has a pretty significant team. It has no less than between 5 and 10 designers, artists who are assigned to it, and it went through significant play testing as well, it looked like, right? So the credits page is no less than, I think, about 20 different names on it. But the company is byLoreSmyth, LORESMYTH. All right, so Savage Dawn is a really unique setting. It is specifically built so that it can stand. It's built with Tolkien's fantasy worlds in mind. So it has all the core races. It has humans, it has elf, it has dwarf, right? In addition to that, it has 4 other heritages. Excuse me, still getting used to using that term instead. But you know what? Before I even say what the other four heritages are, let me actually kind of get out what the setting itself is. So Savage Dawn is a primal setting. It is Ether Prism Tribe. That's a mnemonic I'm going to use. It has 3 core elements that are really unique to it, but these 3 core elements sit in a very savage world, right? So this is almost like a dire forest, a really dangerous environment. There are predators to the left and the right. There are major winters that come through and sweep in, storms, all these kind of things. So the land itself is an incredibly dangerous environment. In addition to that, there is for all of the heritages, there are no written languages. Okay, so this is it's almost like a cave person setting, right? So very, very primal, pre-literature, which really is quite unique and does put a different take on your world. And so survival is more important in this game than you would find in a traditional setting, right? The environment itself can kill you, right? All right. So with that said, let me give you the three really unique elements of this game. All right. So there's the Ether Veil. The Ether Veil is this, it's similar to the Astral Plane, but it's specifically for an area that you can go into at night, right? It's a magical realm within the Savage Dawn setting, and players can travel in and out of it, and mostly what they encounter there are the spirits of the dead, right? That's one thing that's really unique about Savage Dawn, is Savage Dawn has a very consistent, specific worldview, right? It doesn't have portals where a whole bunch of other people are coming in. It's this really distinct, cohesive, concise world, right? And it's saying, hey, what if we were? And the biggest catalyst within the game, within the setting, is that you're removing literature, and it really does change things fundamentally, right? You know, like clubs and jagged bone weapons are a big deal in this game. You know what I mean? Poisons are a big deal, right? Things like this. So it really kind of shifts the power sources to much more primal sources and much more closer to what cave people would have been dealing with. Okay, all right. So with that, you have the Ether Veil. The Ether Veil is this spiritual realm that can be entered into by the player characters at night if they have the right tools, the right rituals, right? And they could speak to dead ancestors. In addition to that, there is prism magic. So there are these prisms that are within the world, and these prisms interact with the specific magic of the world and allow the characters to have very distinct and specific types of spells and magical protection and magical offense, right? Very interesting. And then last is tribes. This game is tribal, so there are tribes, right? And the tribes are heritage specific, but then there are even tribes that have people from multiple heritages, right? So let's talk about the four. So all three of those, it's tribe based. The ether veil's in place. There's prism magic. There's no literature, right? So everyone is much stronger. There's strength is even higher and higher importance than it is normally. Charisma is lower. There's just more likely to be, aggressive diplomacy. Let's say it that way, even between the tribes. The other thing is, because it also leaves room for some really unusual things, because there isn't literature, stories and so ancestor stories are incredibly important. Drum rhythms. There can be information that is kept in a drum rhythm, right? Often information will be kept right on the skin of the character, symbols that are like tattooed onto their skin, right? All those things are in there, right? In addition, again, coming from that perspective of the environment being really a critical aspect, the game, one of my favorite parts of the game is the game gives specific information on constellations. And this is brilliant because, one, it gives these awesome symbols that you see right in the book. And these symbols can, they can be put onto cards, given out to the characters, given out to the players, so forth. I really love symbols in games, and these are used really well. And these symbols are constellations, and the constellations do a very good job of kind of naming the deities within this world, really, which are not specifically granted a lot of power, but they're absolutely feared by the player characters themselves and by the tribes, right? Very, very interesting. And the prism magic is quite strong, right? And really unique. It doesn't look like magic you would see from a lot of other books. There's a lot accomplished within this game within its 50 pages. It's quite impressive. So you have all that. Let me talk about the heritages. So you have the three core heritages: human, dwarf, elf. Beyond that, and you also have half orc, okay, and you have half elf as well. But there are four distinct ones. There's the Nalim. There are the Meaku. By the way, the Nalim are a smaller, almost like a halfling heritage, but also they're really quite alien. They're not really human, and they're similar to halfling, but a little more rough around the edges. The Meaku are they're covered in completely like obsidian colored skin, right? And they are specifically very, very powerful at the prism magic itself. And they have long, sharp ears. They look almost like a cross between a tiefling and a high elf, but with just jet black obsidian skin. And then you have the Meaku, you have the Cryodon, which are a lizard race, and you have the Welkin, which are almost like they looked a little bit like Slayods from Dungeons and Dragons. So you have these distinct races, and all of these can be a central point for a specific tribe, right? So that's pretty much the entire setting. One of the things I wanted to talk about with this game is what it does from a system neutrality perspective. So one, I love the idea of system neutral settings, and I think they're going to play a more important role as we move forward, right? Because one of the reasons why is I think we're getting a sense right now that system rules, right, are really a new language type within tabletop role-playing games. So not only do we have to deal with languages, right? Is your game in Spanish? Is your game in French? Is your game in Sanskrit? In addition to that, is your game in Fortune of the Dark? Is it in Fate? Is it in 5th edition, right? Rule set. Is it in, which is, I know that's an odd way of saying that. And then, or is it in Microlight 20? There's so many different powerful system rules. Even the age system, the basic system. Right? No. Fantasy craft. Green Ronin has like an AGE system, right? And there's lots and lots of systems rules now, right? And unfortunately, these system rules can really stop somebody when they encounter it and say, no, this is, this system rule is my jam, or this system rule is my jam. And so it can really block people out. So this is really nice. It has the ability to, the idea that it would be able to attract almost anyone running any kind of game. But the problem with these products is they do come with some homework. Now, I think more and more, especially with people out there like Sly Flourish, who do a really good job of telling people how to run a game quickly, I think more and more there are dungeon masters who are and game masters who are going to feel very comfortable bringing this work in, and really within a day or two be able to convert these. One of the things I think is interesting too is I think there's a lot of game masters who are like, let's start this game, I'll literally do the conversion in the game, right? That's another thing I think is really interesting about these system neutral settings is if you were to get this, and everybody should get this, it's free, right? You can pick it up right up on Drive-Thru RPG. By the way, my rating for this game is 3 out of 5 stars. I think it's very, very good. I think that the system neutrality may be a blocker for some people. Some people don't want they don't want homework when they start their game, right? And there's some homework with system neutrality. It's just fundamentally part of what the game's all about, is that there's going to be some homework. It's part of it. But one of the things I think is really interesting about system neutrality is you have two approaches, right? The Dungeon Master can do the conversions, right? And convert it over to their own system, and this can be very rough, right? Like you can map this to a few template non-player characters, things like that, and get what you need. And it doesn't have to take forever. But the other thing is the system neutrality conversion can be done on the fly, right? So you could jump into a game, have your story set, right, and then you don't have and if you do system conversion on the fly, you don't have to convert every single heritage, every single class, right? And the reason why is what you could do is you can convert only the classes and the heritages that your player characters interact with, and then you can convert only the aspects of the game that your player characters choose to interact with, or the essentially the enemy forces, the fronts. You can convert those that you're going to use. You don't have to convert everything. So I think system neutral material is a great idea. I think this is one of the best executions of system neutrality I've seen in a long time. Real quick, let's just talk about the core material. The writing on this game is fantastic. The art is very good. It's all black and white. And again, it is a very crisp line drawing style, almost like you would find in a comic book, but I would say like Ryan Benjamin level. It's not quite Jim Lee level, but it's got that sharpness, right, to it, where you know exactly what you're looking at, right? It's not stylized in any way. It's not abstract in any way. Somebody spent some serious time on this art. It looks really, really smooth, really good. There's plenty of it in the book. It very well conveys the theme. The art is fantastic in this book. The layout is good. Nothing exceptional there, but it's quite serviceable. Not hard to read the book in any way. So you have layout, you have art, you have the writing itself. The rule systems, clearly, there's no rules in this game, right? It simply is presented, right, as system neutral, and then a dungeon master or a game master would do the job of doing the conversion, which would not be difficult, right? Last thing before I forget it, this game has a really cool section on crafting, and because one of the things is when a character captures a creature, this game shows exactly how all the different parts of the creature can be used, just like tribes used to do, right? More aligned with a cave person mentality. This is an excellent game setting. I would definitely pick up Savage Dawn, and I really think it really serves as a template for what you should be doing when you approach a system neutral product. It's really fantastic. I highly recommend it. Let me know if you've checked out this game prior to that. Also, let me know what your thoughts are on system neutrality. I'd love to hear your opinion. Please let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.